We're making a copycat version of Starbucks' pumpkin cream cheese muffins. If you frequent Starbucks, you probably know this is a seasonal item, only available in the fall and winter months. I can't wait that long, and if you're here, you probably can't wait either. To a bowl, we need 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree. If you're curious, that's about 95% of a regular 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree. With that in mind, you can either toss in that little extra bit as well, or give it to your special fur baby. I'm talking about my puppies. Next goes in 1 egg, and 1/4 of a cup of melted butter. Make sure the butter has a chance to cool down completely before adding it in with the egg. You don't want your egg to scramble. Ew. Add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Grab a whisk and whisk everything together. As always, I will have an ingredients list towards the end, so no need to write anything down. This looks pretty good. Next is our dry ingredients. We need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pumpkin spice. I, of course, don't think that's nearly enough, so I added in an extra 1/2 teaspoon. Grab a spoon and mix everything together. This recipe makes 12 muffins. This looks pretty good. Take a quick peek at my muffin liners. Aren't they cute? They're covered in little pumpkins. Quite fitting. If you're curious, I purchased these from Hobby Lobby in their seasonal aisle. We're gonna fill each cup about 3/4 of the way full. And since the batter is fairly thick, I tossed it all into a gallon Ziploc baggie and snipped off the end. I feel like this is way easier than using a spoon, but if a spoon is easier for you, do whatever makes you happy. Just remember to only fill it up 3/4 of the way full. Now that all of our cups are full, we're gonna set this off to the side while we work on our cream cheese filling. To start off, we need 1/4 of a cup of softened cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 teaspoon of milk. Grab your mixer and give it a quick spin. You might want to scrape the bowl a time or two just to make sure everything is well mixed. No lumpies. If you're a huge cream cheese in your muffin fan, you might want to double this recipe. I initially thought there was no way this is going to be enough. It just didn't feel like I was working with a whole lot, but it did end up being just enough for each muffin. I, of course, would definitely want to double this next time. You are going to need some sort of baggie for this mixture. I'm going with a piping bag, and I'm also using a number 1A piping tip. Now here's where the directions were a little vague for me. Obviously the cream cheese goes in the middle, but how far down do we need to go? Will it create that dollop of cream cheese on the top during the baking process, or what? Do we need to leave some on the top? Tons of questions, not enough answers. I ended up making 2 batches of this recipe because I wasn't sold on the look with the first batch. I piped more towards the deep center and left the top alone. As you can see here, after being baked, this is the only one that looks close to the Starbucks look I was going for. Not a problem. I whipped up another batch. For this batch, I barely went into the batter with the cream cheese. I recommend giving the center a small initial squeeze of cream cheese and then piping a circle of cream cheese on top so it looks more pronounced. Into the oven at 350 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. I left mine in for the full 20 minutes. The Starbucks version does have a sprinkling of chopped spiced pepita seeds on top. Basically, they're a type of pumpkin seed that doesn't have a shell. That's okay, I don't mind a naked muffin. Let's have a look inside. Yes, they were very moist. I did sample one from each batch, and yes, it tasted awesome. On the second batch, I did decide to increase the pumpkin spice to 2 teaspoons instead of the 1.5 I did in the first batch. So if you're a pumpkin spice loony like myself, maybe you need to do 2 teaspoons as well. This definitely hits all those pumpkin and fall seasonal notes. I definitely needed a pumpkin white hot chocolate or something to go with this. Can you tell I'm ready for fall? Here's that ingredients list I promised you. Thanks for tuning in today, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know down below in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I'll see you all in the next video.